Hello, my friends. This is Dr. Stacker. Have you ever said these phrases when it comes to buying gold and silver? I don't have a gold and silver addiction, or I just need a few more ounces, or I'll stop when I get blank ounces, only to change that number later. Or have you realized recently that your dollar no longer has value? Do you have visions of double-digit inflation? Do you have an uncontrollable need to convert worthless fiat into shiny, round silver and gold coins? Do you find yourself looking for creative ways to get more silver and gold? Is that urge irresistible? Well, my friends, you might be suffering from gotta have real money, or G.H.R.M dependency. While G.H.R.M is not a serious illness, it is a direct result of an awakening, a realization, an acknowledgement that currency and money are not the same thing. The good news is that most individuals with G.H.R.M simply treat their condition with the acquisition of precious metals like silver and gold. However, if not monitored and kept under control, G.H.R.M can quickly become G.H.R.mitis. G.H.R.mitis can result in several negative behaviors like not sticking to one's budget, overspending, and or overpaying for metals simply because they are pretty. If you or a loved one suspects that they are suffering from G.H.R.mitis, don't worry. We at Stackers University are here to help you understand your condition. Stay here and we will share options with you. Let's talk about it. Okay, enough of me sounding like a pharmaceutical commercial. While I introduced the topic in jest, the feelings and behaviors are very real and problematic. Precious metals are unlike any other investment vehicle because of what I call the 1, 2, 3 knockout combo that comes with precious metals. The first punch comes even before you make your first purchase. It happens because as you explore the idea of investing in precious metals, you experience an awakening that our dollar or fiat currency is just an agreement and in some real ways worthless and worth less and less every day. And you see into the world of real money in the form of silver and gold. And something inside of you just changes. In some ways, it's akin to Alice in Wonderland and her looking through the mirror to discover the world on the other side is completely different or even bizarre to everything that's on this side. So you start to understand that holding these dollars is actually a losing proposition and the reality that many savers actually lose. And if that wasn't enough, here comes the second punch, and it's even more deadlier. Following the mantra, it's not yours unless you hold it, you go out and you buy your first ounces, and it triggers this primal survival need to collect things that are shiny. And actually, in a great article titled The Psychology of Man's, and I'll put in parentheses, and woman's, attraction to shiny objects. In that article, they actually highlight that we have this primal connection for shiny things. And it's connected to this kind of primal need for water and has these really deep evolutionary roots that connect us to things that serve a purpose for fulfilling our innate needs. And that's what precious metals do. And so they share in the article that one logical explanation is that we've come to associate glossy, shiny things with wealth and luxury. And so when you get that beautiful metal in your hand, we're essentially like scratching this primal itch of ours that is associated with shiny things. And then we feel the weight and we know that it represents something far more meaningful, far more valuable than anything that we've experienced. In some ways, we almost fall in love. And then if that wasn't enough, here comes the deadly knockout punch. By now, your gotta have real money dependency is like in full effect, right? You're looking at your dollars, you're realizing savers lose, and you feel that rush of this happy feeling every time you go and you look to buy metals or you pick up some metals. Well, there's something actually really going on there. That rush is a powerful hormone called dopamine, and it's sometimes called the happy hormone. And dopamine, aka the happy hormone, actually increases your desire to continue to seek out the activity that caused its actual release. And so, in some ways, the act of buying precious metals makes you want to go buy more precious metals. And this is why I always talk about how addictive precious metals investing can be, because it almost becomes this feedback loop of you get some, you want more, you get more, you want more. And it's almost kind of like folks that become shopaholics, or people who practice in what they call retail therapy. And this thing happens from the minute we even think about it. Researchers have found that this happy hormone dopamine actually starts getting released the minute we start looking at it. So simply browsing online, you start to get that hormone going through your body. And as soon as you start driving to the local coin shop, it starts to kick up in you. And so this GHRM, gotta have real money, is something that is deeply connected to us. And it's something that it targets us and hits us on so many real levels. And that's why we have to be mindful as folks that are investing in this to not overextend ourselves. It becomes important for us to spend a moment to talk about how we manage our emotions as precious metals investors. You've heard me say this once, you've heard me say it a bunch of times. You as the investor is far more important than what you're investing in. And so that's the first place. Having control over you and your emotions, and understanding that this actual purchase has this emotional draw and can influence you in very powerful ways. And so the second thing here is you got to have a plan. That plan has to include your budget, has to have an interval when you're going to buy, and even some buy rules. Like, what will you spend maximum on premium? Some of you may have heard me say in other videos that anything $2 or below, any premium $2 or below, I'm automatically buying, right? Other than 1,000 ounce bars, because that's just a whole different situation, right? But where's your threshold? Where is it if it's generics? If it hits 275, is that your automatic buy? Have some kind of sense so that the emotions of the situation or the beauty of the coin doesn't have you in a situation where you're paying, which is right now a 62% premium, somewhere around there, for American Silver Eagles. Third, don't worry yourself with the daily gyrations of the market. Just stick to your plan. The daily gyrations of the market will trigger even more emotions and get you to rush out and have FOMO. And next thing you know, you're buying at the top of a current run up, only to see the price drop back down 4 or 5%. You could have bought the metal for cheaper. The fourth thing is managing your emotions. Like I said, we know that precious metals are addictive by nature, and they can really influence our decision making. And so understand that emotion, understand that happy emotion, that you may be seeking that happy emotion. And that doesn't mean you need to run out and go buy a couple more ounces, but maybe you need to do something else instead, because that plan and that budget is too important. And the fifth thing is, I want you to use your desire, that innate primal desire that we talked about. I want you to use that to drive you to get more metals, to help you focus on how to save more money so that you can convert that fiat into more precious metals, right? One of the things that helped me when I first got started, I wanted to increase my stack, was thinking about my daily purchases in the form of ounces. And so when I started looking at things and going, oh man, that's like 25 bucks. Wow, is that really worth an ounce of silver? Or would I rather have another ounce of silver? And so what I found was that all of a sudden, going to happy hour is still a great thing, but equating what I was going to spend in happy hour to the equivalent of 3 or 4 ounces, I started to think about it a little differently. And I was like, I got liquor at home, right? So don't get me wrong, you still want to enjoy life, but allow that desire to get more of that shiny, precious metals in your hand. Allow that desire to drive you to find ways to save money, to make more money, earn money, whatever it is, and increase your stack that way, as opposed to potentially over buying. All of this has allowed me to manage my gotta have real money syndrome and prevent GHRMitis, which is the ugly side of the syndrome. So GHRM is not as bad as it sounds if you know what triggers it and how to really treat it. It is very innate, it is very much connected to precious metals, and it's what makes investing in silver and gold and platinum really so special. But don't let GHRM take over your life. You need to do it in a way that enhances your life. So as we start to wrap this up, I need to remind you to hit the like button, subscribe, share a few comments if you don't mind. When did you first realize that you had GHRM? Gotta have real money. What impact has it had on your life? Have you ever suffered from GHRMitis? And how did you take care of it? Thank you very much for your time and your attention. I really do appreciate it. And as we always end, stack smarter and never stop learning. Disclaimer, GHRM is not a real syndrome or disease. It is completely fictional and only used to create humor while covering a very important investing topic. However, if you do believe you suffer from GHRMitis, then we encourage you to seek investing re-education, which starts with learning what is real money, understanding why all fiat currencies die, examining your bank account, and then slowly converting your quickly depreciating fiat currency over to real money, where you get to be your own bank. Side effects of GHRM include having thoughts of ending the Fed, a deep desire to take down the COMEX, a dislike for paper, silver, and paper gold, the ability to see that silver and gold operate in highly manipulated markets, and feeling like you can never, ever have enough gold and silver. In some strong cases of GHRM, users experience a complete change in their money behaviors, which includes spending less on stupid things, saving more fiat for conversion, talking to random people about metals, joining Reddit and calling yourself an ape in a good way, and even joining Stackers University so you can stack smarter.